Do college a better way. Go to getunbound.org/cow to get a free quote.
You wanna know what's crazy? Homeschooling started to become mainstream in the 90s, which means that a lot of the kids like me who grew up being homeschooled are now approaching their 30s. We're just staring at it right in the face, trying to drink away the pain with a kombucha that contains less than 0.5% alcohol content.
Is this what it feels like to be buzzed? Maybe.
No, it is not. See, the truth is, there's some weird stuff that happens when homeschoolers become adults. But you don't really ever hear about it because all the former homeschoolers are trying to be as discreet as possible. But this is a safe space where we can all sit back and talk about the weird transition, okay? All right, so growing up, a lot of your identity was wrapped up in this idea of being homeschooled. You took great pride in it. Hi, I'm a homeschooler.
Well, that explains your outfit.
Okay, how about I show you a little video really quick and maybe it'll help you be a little less narrow-minded next time. Watch.
So I'm in college now, but before that, I was homeschooled.
But as soon as you became an adult, you don't want people to know you were homeschooled anymore, no. Not because you're embarrassed by it, but because if they can't tell, then that means that you win. All those smug public and private schoolers who always looked down on you, they thought that you were permanently damaged because of homeschooling. They have no idea how wrong they were. Now they can't even tell you were homeschooled, except the fact that you have a better job than them. It's just a bummer that you can't have your moment of satisfaction, you know? Or else you'd blow the whole thing. Dude, you know how homeschoolers are so lame?
Oh yeah, dude, totally.
Like they're the most awkward human beings of all time.
I have never met a normal homeschooler.
Me either. I can't hold a conversation with them.
Me either.
Well, you know what?
What?
You just spent the last 5 seconds talking to one. So, how do you make sure that they don't find out how weird you truly are? Well, you fake it. For example, when someone brings up how much they loved Nickelodeon growing up, you don't lie necessarily, you don't tell them you weren't allowed to watch. You've just gotta pretend like you know what's up.
Dude, you know what I watched the other day for the first time in a while?
What?
The Rugrats movie. It holds up, bro.
Rugrats movie? I thought that was a TV show.
No, stupid! It was a TV show that was then turned into a movie. Everyone saw it except for us.
Oh, right, the Nicktoon that was so successful that they turned it into a movie. Rated PG. It was great.
Smooth. And you know the funny thing about this TV show stuff is that most of the things you weren't allowed to watch when you were younger, they're now on Netflix. So your adult self can partake of as much of it as you want.
This is not even that good. What was the big deal?
Of course, homeschooler adult life isn't just about trying to binge watch all of the shows you didn't watch as a kid. That would take way too much time. No, homeschooler adult life is also about bonding with people over shared experiences. Or, in some cases, a lack of experiences.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, hey Kelly, this is my friend Jordan. We were just talking about our favorite episodes of Rugrats and Jordan was about to tell me his. But ladies first, what's your favorite episode of Rugrats?
Actually, I wasn't allowed to watch it, so I've never seen any.
What? I wasn't allowed to watch it either.
Really?
You're so brave for admitting that. Instant BFFs forever. And you know, that truly is the best thing about growing up homeschooled. It's the instant connection you feel when you find out that some other adult was homeschooled too. Public schoolers don't have that bond. In fact, if you hear a couple of public schoolers talking about their high school years, it's kind of sad and also confusing. Dude, do you remember when I took Sally to the prom? She was so hot.
Yeah, but do you remember how I took her to homecoming?
Yeah, but did you guys blah-de-de-blah?
Wait, hold on. You guys blah-de-de-blah?
You know it. How about you, Kelly? Did you guys blah-de-de-blah your homeschool prom thing, whatever?
Think. Blah-de-de-blah, what does that mean? Does that mean kissing? Is that making out? Surely it's not worse than making out. I mean, wait. Who am I kidding?
I think it's safe to say that there was no blah-de-de-blah going on at my prom. Whatever that is.
Loser.
Stay tuned for a scene from our next episode.
So you grew up homeschooled and now you're thinking about college. Because if you can do well in college, then you're really proving all the people wrong who looked down on you growing up. Let me tell you, the first time you get an A in college, that really feels good. The problem, however, is that figuring out college is confusing and very expensive. Thankfully, there is a program that makes it all so simple. It's called Unbound, and they'll help you earn your degree for thousands of dollars less than it would otherwise cost. No hunting for scholarships or financial aid. Just pay as you go, and the best part is that with Unbound, you earn college credits from the comfort of your couch. Getting an education is so important, and with Unbound, now it's easy too. So save yourself a lot of confusion by going to getunbound.org/cow and seeing how much you can save. That's getunbound.org/cow.
Next week on Messy Mondays, Jordan busts out the moves.
Dude, you know how homeschoolers are so lame? Dude, you know how homeschoolers are so lame? Sucker. You just spent the last 5 seconds. You just spent the last 5 seconds. You just spent the last 5 seconds. Sucker. You just spent the last 5 seconds talking to one. Talking to one. Talking to one. Sucker. You just spent the last 5 seconds talking to one, sucker. Boom.